Hello, welcome to the Sunnydale Diaries, a podcast where I, Sean,
And I, Melanie.
watch and discuss every episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer
Every episode.
and how the related themes of those episodes impact our lives. Today, we are going to be talking about season 3, episode 16, Dopplegangland.
Mm-hmm.
If you are new to the podcast, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. If you like what you see, please leave us a rating or review on your podcast platform of choice, or if you're watching the video version on YouTube. For people who haven't seen it yet, I am a big fan of Buffy and watched the show originally when it aired in the late 90s, early 2000s. And Melanie is brand new to
Brand
Buffy.
spanking new.
So this one deals with doppelgangers, or
Yes.
body double,
Yes.
and that kind of relates to twins.
Let's talk about twins. The Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito twins.
Ah, yes, I saw that movie with my parents.
Oh, fun. That's a fun
Yeah, I
family
remember watching.
movie.
It is a very silly, fun family movie.
Yes.
Yeah,
What are
and I
some
think
other
they were.
good twins out there? Do you know any twins personally?
I went to middle school, elementary, and middle school with a pair of twins.
Identical twins?
It was one those ones. They're fraternal, but they looked very similar. Like
Yeah.
not exactly the same, but you clearly could see it.
Yeah.
Marinella and Manuela.
Okay.
My grandmother was a twin,
Oh.
identical, and my mom always said like it's like that's like it can be hereditary, but
Did
my
you
my
did you know your grandma and her twin? Do you remember them?
uh, my grandmother, yes, but not her twin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Um, I don't know if I have really any other twins personally. What about you?
Same in schools. Matt and Stephanie Cooper were good friends of mine, fraternal, obviously. I don't know if there were identical twins that I knew in school. I don't think so. There had to be, but I don't remember. Those famous twins. Let's see.
The Phelps brothers from Harry
Oh
Potter.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Ashton Kutcher is a twin.
Oh,
He is a. Are they? They're fraternal. The Cole Sprouse and Dylan Sprouse.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know Cole from Riverdale and
Yes.
Friends.
Yes. Mary Kate and Ashley.
Did you watch Full House?
No, that was a little after my time.
Oh,
Just a
okay.
little.
Yeah, yeah, just a little. I had a good one, and Nicholas Brendan is a twin.
Nicholas Brendan is a twin, and you didn't lead with that?
It popped into my mind when you were talking about other stuff. Yeah, it is him and his brother, whose name I should know, Kelly,
What?
Kelly Donovan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, I forgot that he was a twin. The Phelps brothers are hosting a like baking show.
I just saw
Uh,
that with Chef
I
Carla
see it.
from Top Chef.
Yeah, yeah, about Wizards of Baking.
Yep. Do you
I feel
watch
like they pop
those?
up. No,
Yep, those.
I've never like reality shows like started coming out like about where we're up to in Buffy. Like in '99, I think is when Survivor aired. I've just never really been into them.
No,
No,
I used to
no,
watch a lot of those competitive baking shows. I liked them, and then Nailed It is one of my favorite competitive
that's when it's
baking
like the
shows.
real,
Oh, it's
right?
so funny. Oh, those bakers are so funny. If you haven't checked that one out, you should. Pretty good.
I was maybe like Trading Spaces was like the only like reality type show
Oh
I
yeah.
was into.
Oh man, Trading Spaces. I used to watch that one with my mom a lot. That was one of those
Just
benign shows we could watch together.
yeah, yeah. No issues there really. And then they would reveal the room, and then the couple's like, "We hate it."
Yes. That didn't happen a lot.
No, it didn't. More often they loved it, but
I think we've talked about this before, who your favorite designer on Trading Spaces was.
um, Vern,
Genevieve.
Genevieve, she was it. Yes,
I
yeah, I
loved
liked her.
her. And Vern.
Yeah,
Vern was very like tame
probably
and
probably why
reserved and classy. Genevieve had that sense of whimsy about her, not quite on the level of Hildy
I
and Frank, the Craft King.
I remember Hildy. Hildy the one that glued hay on the wall,
Yes. Oh my
and then another
god.
one was like covering the kitchen in wine
Oh
labels.
man, Hildy.
Uh,
I bet there's a Pinterest board on Hildy's designs,
oh, I'm sure,
or a blog or uh something relate, about that.
definitely. Some twin characters. The twins from Shining.
Yes.
They were freaky. They did a good job. I'm always impressed when kid actors can really like be scary.
Yeah. Well, kids are pretty scary in general.
True, but in a different way. Like even
Says the elementary school teacher. They're terrifying.
the kid who played Gage in Pet Cemetery. Like he did a
No
good job.
fair.
Scary.
Yeah, he was
I
scary.
mean,
Who was that kid?
I don't
He
know, but
went
I
on to
know
do some other
he's
stuff.
like 36 now.
Oh,
Gave me an ouch moment.
let me see this. Okay, so Pet Cemetery.
He went from twins to scary kids.
Who was that kid? Oh, Miko Hughes. Miko
Okay.
Hughes was in tons of stuff. He was in the Kindergarten Cop. He was the little kid in
Oh,
Kindergarten Cop.
it's not a tumor.
Mercury Rising. He played the little autistic kid. Uh, yeah. Wow. Miko Hughes.
Lindsay Lohan in The Parent Trap.
Yes.
With Lisa Kudrow in Friends with
Hmm.
her sister
Ursula.
Ursula.
Phoebe and Ursula.
Wanda and Pietro Maximoff in the Marvel Universe.
Are you on a Google page or something?
I told you I was preparing. Yes, I am. Have you watched WandaVision? Right.
Yes.
You have not watched Agatha all along though.
No.
You gotta watch it.
I know. I'm behind on my Marvel. I'm very behind on my Marvel. We're
I'm getting
still
a huge
mired in Deep Spit. No,
Voyager.
Voyager season. We just finished season 2 of Star Trek Voyager.
Oh
It's
yeah, I didn't
slow
like
going. Those are some
what's
long seasons.
uh,
Oof.
I didn't like the beginning. Like what? So Mike was watching it before I knew him, and when I came along, I think it was up to like season 4,
Yeah.
which is when it starts getting good.
Yeah.
And then we would like go back like on the weekends they would have reruns on one of those local channels, and
Sure.
we'd start at the beginning. And it's like with the Kazon and their broccoli heads. And I'm just like, I am just not big.
That's where we are now. The broccoli heads.
There's a huge Buffy reference in. And I'm exaggerating. There is a pretty big Buffy reference in one of the later episodes of Agatha.
Okay.
So much so that like I paused and screamed. That's been happening a lot lately. There was a movie from
Oh,
2023 with Julia Roberts, Leave the World Behind, and they're in a basement, and like there's a whole wall of like DVDs, and the camera goes right to the middle, and it's the entire Buffy collection.
oh wow. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier this week. Is that's a good tangent to go on? Is different shows in pop culture. What pop culture Buffy references have you found out there? Like you just sent me something. Didn't you just send me something like a comic or something? I don't know. I feel like there were at least 3 or 4 this week that Buffy references you and I caught just in casual viewing of things in life.
Yeah,
It's a thing.
there's it's impressive to me that so the show ended in 2003. So we're now 21 and a half years later,
Yeah.
and people are still deciding, hey, let's put in references to
Yeah.
that show.
Yeah. Well, just judging from the amount of podcasts that we've encountered and learned about after doing this, ours, obviously it's still such a huge fan base out there. And the people
Hmm.
that watched it back then in its first run are now the demographic that I don't know, I guess they've all grown to be, in TV and they're the ones running and writing these shows and paying homage
Hmm.
to the
And
show that
I
means
love,
something to them.
yeah, and I loved it when we were walking around the convention, Fanboy Expo, and there were these little kids
Yeah.
with Buffy shirts on, and
Yeah.
like they liked it.
Yeah.
And we just got that email today from Jean Willow in the United Kingdom. He said she was watching it when she was 8.
I know that seems young, but she said that it was scary and fun. So I don't know. I'm gonna try and see if I can get at least one of my nephews to watch it.
I mean, I really don't know. I don't know your like biological nephew
Yeah.
as much as like I've been around B,
Yeah.
but I the little I've been exposed to him
Yeah.
of B, I think you would like it.
I do too. I just got to
And
convince him.
yeah, I am sure that if I had watched it at that age, that Das Kinderstop
That's
would
scary.
have scared the hell out of me. And then
Yeah.
Jean referenced in her email a season 4 episode, and I know exactly which one she's talking about
Oh
because
yeah.
I mean, it was probably the freakiest creatures on this show. So I'm looking forward to when we get to that
To
one.
me, enduring that.
You'll be fine, I
All right. All
promise.
right. Good.
Want to remind people about our contest?
Sure. We are having a contest, and it is called the 5x7x5 haiku contest. I got to come up we did derby, derby, derby. How can I spruce up 5x7x5, 5, 7, 5? All
There you go. You got
right, I got it.
it.
All
Give you
right.
10 seconds of brainstorming. Yep. So you have until the end of this year, end of 2024, to email us at the Sunnydale Diaries at gmail.com with your best Buffy season 3 related haiku.
And don't try like my husband did to just go on to Chat GPT and generate some random haikus.
Well, no.
I know, and I disqualified him, and I said, "I'm sorry, none of those are related to season 3."
The one that you had come up with last week when we announced it about Balthazar and his tub, that was a good one. And I know that our listeners and viewers are going to come up with some good
Represent.
ones. And just like our season 2 diorama derby derby derby, there will be some fabulous Buffy themed
Oh,
prizes.
I've already started looking.
So
I
get
found
those
some good
entries
stuff.
in.
Yep. Get it in.
It's Sunday night. Well, Sunday afternoon, I guess. So
Yeah.
we normally don't record on Sundays. I'm a little giddy.
Yeah, we usually record on Thursdays, but Mel had a headache.
I'm glad you're
Sorry,
feeling
not I
better.
can't record tonight, honey. I have a headache.
Hey, somebody that I work with, she doesn't live by you. I think she's in Alabama. She was out most of the week with migraines, so I definitely probably wouldn't let her
Yeah,
relate.
it was raining up here, and we had quite a temperature shift. So I'm thinking that was probably it. Stupid migraines, man. Telling you. Wow, we really just our conversation topics are all over the place today.
They are. You ready to jump into
I'm
Dopplegangland?
ready. This is
All
one that
right.
was written and directed by Joss.
Oh, I don't think I picked that up.
Yep. And my prediction was that they were all going to have doubles at some point, and there was going to be a fight scene where they'd be like, "No, I'm the real guy. No, I'm the real guy."
Yeah,
It
that
was
was
it
good.
was close, I guess.
It was close. Yeah, you picked Will Xander instead of Willow,
Yes.
but I'm still impressed. It was still a very
Thank
good
you.
prediction.
Thank you.
So we start off with it previously on, and the gist of it is faith is bad.
Faith is bad. And then I wrote, "Oh yeah, remember Anyanka?"
I did not remember that there was such a long delay between her
Her first.
showing up in the wish and then like we had like 3 or 4 episodes with nothing,
Yeah.
but
She's
she's back.
back.
And she has a necklace.
Yes.
Well, she had a necklace.
Um, she she's talking to some demon goat guy, and she says she's very whiny, and she says but I'm mortal. The way she says mortal, I don't know what her accent is, but it made me laugh. Oh, I should preface this by saying I had an edible before I watched this episode, and I think my rating reflects that. And I meant to go back and rewatch it, and I didn't have time. But
I mean, if you're going to have one in this season, this is probably the episode to do it. I mean, I'm thinking about
I,
what we have left. That was probably the best episode to do it.
it hit right. I gotta say. At one point, I Drew was like upstairs in the loft while I was watching this, and he was laughing at me laughing.
So yeah, 1,000 years Anya wielded the power of the wish, and now she's stuck at Sunnydale High and
As a
flunking math.
that as a teenager, she's not happy. She's gonna get her
And, he,
powers back.
and he's not willing to help her.
Right,
Demon Gate guy.
right. Okay. So now we're at school, and Willow is just out in the open levitating shit.
That's what Mike said. He's like, "Isn't somebody going to see that?" I'm
Right?
like,
Like
"Eh,
I
that's
thought, okay,
Sunnydale."
well, it's just a pencil, but still,
I think I would notice that if I was walking by. It's
yes.
just just floating around. Which I mean,
Yeah.
cool for her that she could do that. But
And then and then Buffy is next to her doing the most violent crunches,
not even. She's not even like. She's like doing
like like
crunching her
totally
neck.
ineffective movements.
Yes, she's crunching her neck. The abdominals are not
Yeah.
in use at all.
Yeah, her neck muscles are getting a good workout. She's gonna be paying for that when she's 40. Be at the chiropractor for sure.
And apparently, Wesley's putting her through psychological tests, another physical test, and
Yeah.
she's gonna hit the pool to swim laps. I was like, "Oh yeah, they do have a pool. We saw the swim
Swim team,
team."
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
I did like Willow's line here. Aren't you naturally buff?
yeah.
And then they start talking about Faith. Good line from Buffy. Faith is not going to be on the cover of Sanity Fair.
Yeah.
And that made me think of something I wanted to ask you about
Okay.
was, in the alternate reality after Cordelia made her wish, and we saw, Buffy from Columbus, Ohio,
Yeah.
beat up with like the eyeliner.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
was that like, was she channeling Faith? Like, I never thought of that.
Oh.
I was like,
Oh. Like I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, even in the other she wasn't as bad as Faith though. In the alternate universe. She wasn't quite as badass.
out,
Yeah, out
yeah.
there. Yeah. Bloodthirsty and yeah. Oh, that's a good question though.
So they're talking about Faith, and of course, Willow was getting a little heated because she just
Just
has,
who she is.
yeah, the pencils
Yeah. Yeah,
rotate,
yeah, yeah,
rotate.
yeah. Yeah. She doesn't like
Nothing
talking
to
about Faith. Yep. You would have noticed that. Did that pencil just fly through the air?
She just threw it really hard.
Yeah. Then we have credits.
Hmm.
And I made a note that I didn't remember. There's like when Giles is swinging a torch in the credits, it makes it like a whoosh, whoosh
Hmm.
noise. Has that been in there this whole time?
I'll have to go back and check.
All
Maybe
right.
that replaced Amy's mom's scream that they took
Yeah,
away.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I was thinking too. Just something I
They said
noticed.
there
Like,
always needs to be a sound effect in the
I
credits.
guess, yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was one of Joss's demands.
Do not
Scream,
defy Joss.
something.
So we open at the school.
Hmm.
Snyder is back. The principal we love to hate.
Hmm.
And Willow and Percy
Percy West,
Percy West. Have we met Percy West before? Okay, I didn't think so. He's the football guy.
basketball.
Oh, basketball guy.
Because I was thinking, I'm like, football season is way over, and then he
Wow.
mentioned something about like 3-pointer or something.
Oh, yeah, well, yay sports. I'm glad
Yeah,
you realized that. Ball. And Snyder is forcing Willow to tutor him because, after that swim team debacle,
Yeah.
They got to have
Well,
a winning team.
and he knows how much Willow loves to teach. Remember last season when she
That's
had that
right.
on tape?
Yes, yes. Since they yanked her for teaching illegally, the police showed up finally and put the kibosh on that.
She can just tutor now. It's okay. Percy is played by Ethan Erickson, who was also in Jawbreaker, which also starred Julie Benz.
Yes, that's right. Nice. Nice.
He's in an episode of Friends also. Nothing recent.
Oh, okay. I just was calling him Rando guy, Rando Percy.
Now
Um,
at this point, did the edible hit? Or
I
was there a moment in the show
oh
when
no,
you're like,
it was
oh,
during the credits when I was like, "What is this even the same music? What what's that whooshing noise about?" I was fully in at that point. Yeah.
okay.
What is this theme song? Is this always been the theme song?
Am
I'm
I watching
visualizing
that?
every note. What is this, man?
In the library, Willow's trying to break into the mayor's files on her computer.
Yeah.
And Faith, who at this point is with the mayor, is questioning her, like, oh, can you do that? Should I be worried?
She's got lots of experience with hacking illegally in her Alta Vista. But I
As
thought it
she
was
is.
funny when they're in the library and they're talking about Willow's talking about how she doesn't like to be told what to do. They don't like bullies. And then Giles walks in and he's like, go do this. She's like, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, when Faith came in, it was very awkward between Buffy and Faith. And Faith, I guess they're both going through all these tests,
Yeah.
right? That Wesley's putting them through. And Faith
Mhm.
tells Buffy, good luck. And the way she touches Buffy's arm when she says that was so creepy. I was like,
Yeah.
what? Ooh, like, I don't know. Like, it's so weird. Like, this episode and the next episode, um, I'm like, are they friends? Are they, ever since she ratted Buffy out?
Hmm.
I mean, Buffy's still being very nice and cordial to her, or maybe not cordial, but I mean, I'd be like, get the hell away from me,
Yeah.
you two
Yeah. Yeah.
timing biatch.
Yeah. But Buffy really was trying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. And there's definitely ickiness there.
Yeah, it's
It's
weird.
very obvious.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um, so then we go to Faith's new jammin' apartment, her
Yeah.
new pad
Yeah. It's pretty nice.
given to her by the mayor, and she
He
says,
wants her.
"This place is the kick."
He wanted her out of that Fleabag hotel, and you know what? I'm glad somebody's looking out for her
Yeah, yeah, I guess.
because
Even though it's a
the
crazy,
council's not doing it.
yeah, I guess. Um,
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't know if he's the one person you want doing it, but he was.
she's not in her right mind at this point.
Mm-mm.
She's really
Well,
messed up. And so then he's like, "Oh, great! Enjoy the apartment. Your first assignment is to kill Buffy. Jump right in."
well, I think he also told her he wanted her to kill Willow because think she told him about Willow trying to break into the files.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we'll make it look like a vampire attack. Doesn't have to be you. And some lucky girl has herself a PlayStation.
All right. Yeah.
I I don't, and I know it was done. I think it was done on purpose. Of like sometimes he's fatherly,
Yeah.
and sometimes he's creepy,
Like inappropriate creepy, you mean?
inappropriate creepy. Yes, yeah, and
Yeah.
I think that was done with intent. But I mean, it creeps me out, which I think was the goal.
And I wonder how much of that is looking at it through the lens of 2024.
Yeah,
You
yeah, I'm
know,
sure
like
some
a
of
lot
it.
of fatherly behaviors that were appropriate or seemed appropriate then are not appropriate now.
Yeah, yeah. Did you have a PlayStation?
Yes,
Yeah,
I had a
okay.
PlayStation 5 that I got
Well,
just so I can play Dance Dance Revolution. Did I have a
but like an
PlayStation when I
original
was
one.
younger? No. Did we have an Atari? We might no, we've talked about this. We had an Odyssey.
I mean, have we? I don't. What's an
Oh,
Odyssey?
okay. Oh, we had an Odyssey, which was I don't remember who made this. Sylvania? I don't know.
Wow,
I
Sylvania.
know. And it didn't have Pac Man, it had Casey Munchkin.
So basically a
It was the
knockoff
same
Pac Man.
thing. And then it had cling films you could put on the TV to make the background of the game, to
Oh,
make the
okay.
scenery of the game. Yeah. And
Interesting.
I remember we had it was kind of like Duck Hunt or something where you shot at the TV.
Right.
But yeah, that's what we had. What'd you have? Do you have an Atari?
I mean, honestly, I
Sega.
had an Atari. No, I had an Atari. Started with Atari. That was probably like kindergarten, first grade. Then I'm not. I don't mean it like that. And she's gone. Had an Atari. Had a Nintendo. I think I went from Nintendo, Sega Genesis. Then I didn't have anything for a while. Then Xbox.
Yeah.
Played Buffy on Xbox, which was such a good game.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think when my first marriage, my husband had an Xbox, and we had the Xbox 360, which was like the intro to interact,
Mhm.
games. Yeah.
Yep. In school hallway, Oz and Willow are talking.
Oz with his super jet black hair.
Black hair.
So
Yep.
black.
Yep.
Yep.
He made a comment. He has no will of his own. I'm like, but he does. He has Willow.
Oh. Yeah, the whole thing he said was, "There's something about you that's causing me to hug you. It's like I have no will of my own." He's so sweet.
He
He's
is,
so sweet.
and she thinks that he thinks she's boring. Oz would never do that.
No. He's a good guy. All right, so now we're back to Willow and Percy, who, for some reason, from this point on, I keep calling him Pace.
Okay. Percy, Pacey,
Pace.
Dawson's Creek.
I'm changing my screen name to Pace.
There we go.
Pace.
So you got something.
All right.
And he just thought she was gonna write his paper for him.
This made me laugh because when he was like, "You, you just write it, just make it good, but not too good." And da 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 da. And it made me think of Grease too, because I got a rep to protect.
But
Yep. And poor Willow, she's bummed out.
and then Buffy and Xander come up to her, and Buffy calls her old reliable.
Yes, she doesn't like that.
Come on, no, and she's not a doormat.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll rebel. And then she storms off, and I want to put out a better post, but I put together a very quick Facebook post of Oz also did a thing where he went to go storm off, and then I think it was Willow chased after him, and he's like, "I'm storming off. You got to let me do
Yeah,
it."
yeah,
And then he did that too. She's
yeah,
like, "I'm storming off if it doesn't work. If you come with me."
yeah. Oh, poor
It's so
Willow.
sweet. Yeah.
All right. And so then Willow's in the hallway and Anya comes up to her and it's like, "Hey, and is acting like she's all friendly to Willow and she's hoping that Willow can help her with a spell." Okay. All right. So they head to the nearest empty classroom because nobody goes to class in this school. So just go,
They had a
first door on the left. The teachers aren't even there. And they're going to call on Erishon?
I
Erishon.
looked it up.
Erishon.
Just made for Buffy.
Oh, of course. And create a temporal fold to supposedly to recover grandma's necklace.
Necklace. Yeah.
Right. Okay. And then we have a little flash to the alternate universe where Willow was the bad girl, vampire.
Mhm.
Very tumultuous visions, dramatic music, blurry camera.
CGI swirl.
Chaos. Whoa, swirly. Whoa. And stop. The spell is over. And Willow is like, "I don't think you're telling me everything. How about you would have like figured that out before, Willow? Like you don't just jump into spell casting with this chick you just met.
But I think
Save
that's
spell
her.
casting."
But I think that's her weakness right now. Is this is something new, something she's good at,
Yeah.
something that sets her
She's
apart.
looking
She's
for
not a door.
affirmation.
Yep, she's not a doormat. This is her chance to shine. Okay, I'll do it.
Oh my god.
Pour the sand on me, and then she's so they're fighting, and I'm just like, I can't find the necklace. And Will, do you try looking inside the sofa in hell?
I know. I wrote that down too. That was a good one. She's like, "I think that was what is that hell place?" Yep. Oh, and this is the text, the random Sean's random text of the week to Melanie.
I believe these chicken feet are mine.
I'm taking my chicken feet and going home. Screw
Now,
you
were the chicken
guys.
feet part of
Yeah,
this?
just in case. She grabbed her bag of spellcasting stuff. Eye of Newt and chicken feet. Have you ever tried chicken feet?
No.
Like in a not Chinese restaurant, like an Asian restaurant? I did.
Mhm.
I went to a restaurant and the pharmacist that I used to work with, they used to sit next to me. Mel, you got to try the chicken feet. It was at a Vietnamese restaurant, and I was like, "Really? Are they good?" And yeah, yeah, you got to try the chicken feet. They were not good.
No,
It's not
I
that they
imagine they're
weren't
very startling.
good. They were like just a, what do you call it? A conveyance for the sauce, you
Okay.
know? And then they were like chewy. First of all, there's not a
Mm,
lot of meat on the chicken feet.
I
It's
imagine
kind
it's
of
a little
like,
more like connective tissue.
yeah, it's kind of like chewy like that. But maybe if they were fried, it would be better. What's not better, fried?
Well, it's very true. I remember about, I think, 10 years ago, we went and saw Elton Brown from the Food Network. He was doing like a one man show
Yeah,
I think it was Ruth Eckerd Hall in
yeah.
Clearwater. And he was talking about his daughter. I guess he had like a daughter that was young. She was a kid. And she was doing a sleepover and they wanted chicken fingers.
Yeah.
So he cooked up chicken feet, like put them under a cloche, and then went into her and pulled it off, and there's your chicken fingers.
Hopefully, he also prepared some chicken fingers
I hope
to
so.
bring them
I don't
after
know,
that joke, because that would be a
but
ticked off little kid.
yeah.
Okay, so then Anya smashes a plate in frustration,
Hmm.
and I guess that then we switch to the shot of, what do we call her? Willow 2?
Vampire Willow.
Vampire Willow.
Yeah,
And then we have a commercial.
yeah.
And then we figure out the Vampire Willow is in Sunnydale Prime.
Hmm.
Um, and she's walking down the street. There's a lot going on in that street. Man, there's like 100 extras just doing that little Scooby Doo cross camera walk on that street behind Vampire Willow. Like they could have gone into like a big dance routine, like a la Fame, with all those people that were on that street, that perfectly clean street.
Yeah, yes, and they're all loud and boisterous and happy. People are coming out of the movie theater.
These
Did you catch?
people, these actors, these background actors were so excited to be on this in this scene. They hammed it up big time. All of them were like, "Woo, ah, yeah," walking around.
Did you catch which movies were on the marquee of the Sun
I
Cinema?
did not note. I did not make a note.
Okay. It was a Hotel and the Goose Man. I don't think
Hotel
either.
and the Goose Man.
I think it was two separate movies, not Hotel and the Goose Man,
I
but
would love it
Hotel.
if it were Hotel and the Goose Man together. Like that's
There we
one
go.
movie. Hotel and the Goose
There's,
Man. What would that even be
there's the
about?
episode. There's the episode title.
What is the Goose
Ho-
Man? Hotel and the Goose Man. What is the movie The Goose Man about?
Maybe it's like the Elephant Man.
Maybe, or he communes with the
Really
geese,
long nose.
because geese don't like anybody, but maybe they like this guy.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he builds a flying contraption so he can be at the front of the V formation when they migrate.
Somebody's haiku is going to be all about the Goose Man movie.
Goose Man, or he's a superhero,
Like Quail
like
Man.
Quail Man. Yes, the Goose Man. What would his superpower
So
be?
he honks really loud.
He's got a supersonic honk.
All right, since we're just past Halloween, um, about 12 years ago, when Melanie and I worked together, we had a consultant, and he was younger,
He liked to tell us how young he was.
often.
Yes.
And on Halloween, he showed up dressed as Quail Man, which as a cartoon character is fine, but as an adult male, he was wearing underwear, like tidy whities, over his shorts, and people had issues
Did they
with
send him
that.
home or they just made him take off the underwear?
I That sounds bad. They made him take out off the underwear that were on top
They
of
were
his
on top of his
shorts.
slacks.
Yeah.
But not before I shot a photo of that.
People put that up, I'll just blur out his face.
Okay, alright, yeah. It's memorable. So, we finally leave Main Street, Sunnydale, and all the action that's going on there, and we go to the Bronze, which, I don't know how anybody could possibly be in the Bronze because 'cause they're all outside on the street
Right.
walking back and forth across. Um,
Well, can you blame them because the music is so depressing in the bronze right now?
it was very 2000s.
Yes.
Very early 2000s. This androgynous, blonde, dreadlocked person on the stage singing this song, which was basically the narration for Vampire Willow to walk around the Bronze.
Yeah.
Um, and then she bumps into Pace, and who's an asshole to her. He's like, "Go write my
Yeah.
paper."
Yeah.
And then I made a note that it's like Rocky Horror Picture Show. Every time we see Pace, we should yell "asshole." So he's like, "Go do my homework until we graduate. You're my bitch," or whatever he says. And then Vampire Willow gives him a quick chokehold.
Yeah. She looks, I'm bored now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
Yeah. So oh, what I did notice when she's got the chokehold on him, and then Xander comes in and pulls Pace down and assumes that Pace is attacking her and is like, "Get off of her." Of course, he thinks she's Willow,
yeah.
and then the music has stopped for this one thing going off, over here by the croissant cabinet. And then she's all up on him, on Xander,
Hmm.
and then he jumps back and he's like, "Hands in new places." He's freaked out. And then Buffy comes in. Everybody's confused. This is like a great episode of Three's Company or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Aren't you going to introduce me to Holy God, it's Willow?
Yeah. And then she says, "Bored now, leaving now." Not bored now. I've seen that. I think when I was looking for prizes for the diorama Derby Irby Irby, I think that was a
Hmm.
sticker that I saw several times, and I was like, "Oh, I wonder when that's coming up." Now I
Uh,
get it. Okay, so now Vampire Willow is out on the dark streets.
she did vamp out before she left.
She did vamp out.
Yeah.
And then there's a big fight scene with vamp stuntmen that are from the mayor's office.
Hmm.
So big stunt person fight. And Willow takes control. What's that about? Willow takes control. Did Willow show up?
Well, no, they were going after her because they thought she was Willow.
Yeah.
And they were going to kill her because she was trying to break into the files.
Oh
And
yeah.
then so I think she like had her like her foot on one of their necks. And who do you work for? The mayor. And then she pushed harder, like, who do you work
Oh yeah.
for? And
Yeah.
so
You.
they swore fealty to her,
Yes,
is what I
that's
wrote in
right.
my
That's right.
notes.
That's right. Um, Now we're back at the library, and Buffy and Xander are reporting on what they just saw
They're
at
all
the
sleeping.
Bronze, and then enters Willow Prime.
My notes were because Giles, Buffy, and Xander, they're all just like numb.
Yeah.
And then I wrote, like I felt after the election.
Oh,
Willow walks in all chipper, like, hey guys.
yeah. Um, and then I made a note. So then Giles hugs her. And this has got to be, I rewound. This had to be the edible. I rewound and rewatched this at 22:02. We're going to have to post this because the noise Willow makes when Giles hugs her, you're going to have to embed that here because it was my favorite part of the whole episode.
Why? I didn't even notice that. Okay.
All right. Back at the
Um,
Bronze.
well, before
Oh,
that,
oh,
before we get to the
oh.
bronze, Xander grabs a cross
Yes.
and get back demon, which again, I know I asked you this way back, but so Willow was Jewish.
Yes.
Then I understand now it's a demon. Like, if they don't believe in
That's a
Christianity,
good
then
one.
the cross still work.
There's got to be quite a Jewish vampire population in Sunnydale or other.
Anywhere, yeah,
religions
right.
other than Christianity? Does the cross work on them? That is a really good question about vampire lore. Hmm. I don't know, you guys. What are your thoughts? Email us.
At the Sunnydale Diaries at gmail.com.
Non Christian vampires. Hmm.
Showing vampires that are not Christian Slater.
How to deal with non Christian vampires. That's a Reddit string. This person says historically, vampires were not repelled by crosses or garlic. Real vampire accounts in history. The mythology of vampirism could be anything really. I guess that's just a Bram Stoker vampire.
Interesting.
And then somebody else says that's a good question. Would a Baptist vampire be affected by Catholic symbols? Flamethrowers and phosphorus bullets for the win. Sooner or later, everything burns. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Right before the end of that scene, Giles says something like something very strange is happening,
yeah.
and then Xander goes, "Can you believe the council let this guy go?"
Poor Giles.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're back at the bronze.
Yes.
Back at the bronze. Anya, she just wants a beer.
Can't blame her.
She says, "I'm 1,120 years old."
Good ID.
That's old. Yeah, you cut ID. um, some vampires enter. Angel is talking with Oz off to the side.
Have we ever had an Angel Oz conversation before? I was trying to think of one.
No, just a one-on-one. No, I don't think so. It's a first.
Mhm.
Um, and then vampire Willow enters, and Oz is just like, "Get Buffy." Like right away, he knows when he sees her. He's like, "Get Buffy. Something is really wrong."
Right.
Um, and then vampire Willow meets Oz. She's like, "You know
Mhm.
me." And then Anya tells her, "You're in the wrong world."
And she picked up that girl Sandy and licked her.
There's a lot of licking in this episode. That's her
Yeah.
thing, I think.
Yeah.
That's like some comedian has a joke about that. Like straight girls, she's doing that thing that straight girls do and think that guys, love it. Then they lick each other. That's like the height of sexuality, lesbians, lesbian sexuality. Lick
Licking.
somebody's neck.
Ugh. I mean, she was all in. It wasn't just like a little oop. It was
Yeah, it was
like
like
she was
full
going
on lick. Yeah,
for a popsicle.
yeah. Back at the library, they filled Willow in on
Hmm.
the fact that she's got a doppelganger. Um, and yeah, and they're like, unless that's something you're into, with the corset and the whatever, and she's like, "Oh yeah, me and Oz play Mistress of Pain every night."
That freaked him out.
Yeah. And then Angel comes in. This was some great acting by Boreanaz. Wait, well, you guys, oh, you guys, I'm so sorry. Willow is dead.
Hey, Willa.
Oh, yeah, hey, Willow.
What? That was good.
Then the plan is they're going to go back to the bronze. Willow has a plan.
Mhm.
Um, and she goes back to the library where Vampire Willow is there and takes her from behind. Then we have some awful effects, the two of them together.
I didn't notice.
You didn't think it was bad? I don't know. I feel like when I have an edible that my senses are heightened or something. I
Okay.
pick up on things like this. But yeah, it seemed like so yeah, so Bad Willow has got Good Willow, and again she licks her neck. That's her thing.
Yeah.
Um and then she puts a Willow, they have a fight scene. This is the fight
Yeah.
scene I predicted. And Willow, Vampire Willow goes into the cage, gets locked up in the cage.
Yeah, because she got tranked.
Buffy's plan is to go to the bronze with Willow 1 dressed as Willow 2. That's Buffy's
So
plan.
I wish that they would have written it as Willow came up with the idea because
Yeah.
she's trying to prove she's not a doormat, and it would
Yeah.
have been. I I, I noted that.
Yeah.
Uh, I did like Vampire Willow when she first saw real Willow. Look at me, I'm all
I'm all
fuzzy.
fuzzy. I know.
And then, so they're talking. That's where Willow said about her vampire self. I'm so evil and skanky. I think I'm kind of gay.
Anya knows now what's going on. That
Oh,
there's
because now we're at the
Yeah,
bronze
now we're at
with
the
the
bronze. And then we go back to the library, and Cordelia's in the library, and she unlocks the cage. Well, first she does she unlock the cage right away? No, she first sits down and has a chat.
yeah. She realized they never really had a chance to talk about what happened.
Yes,
And,
yes.
I laughed when real Willow, is in the leather, and she looks down and she's like, "Gosh, look at those!"
I know. I know.
And then when she walks into the bronze, and she's trying to be all serious,
Badass.
and then she walks by Oz and just
And he
I
knew
say
right
the
away
difference.
too. What was
Cordelia was dressed up.
She really was. Where was she coming from or going to that she was dressed up like that?
I think she was expecting to run into Wesley.
Oh, so she wore her best formal wear to
Yes,
impress the Englishman.
yes,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
that's my theory.
All right. Okay, all right. Um, but instead she finds Vampire Willow and she unlocks the cage. Okay. Like I don't know why you're locked in that cage, but sure, I'll let you out. And then Vampire Willow attacks Cordelia. Wesley overhears her screaming. He wards off Vampire Willow with a cross and holy water. And then they have a little awkward moment.
Yeah, he let out a scream that's like one of those classic goofy screams. I know there's a term for it. I can't think of
The
what it
Wilhelm
is.
scream.
Yes, yes, yes. That's what it reminded me of. Right before Cordelia let her out of the cage, she asked Vampire Willow, "Do I have something on my neck?" And Willow goes, "Not yet."
Not yet.
So yeah, so Wesley saved her. So I think that's like maybe the first good thing he's done since he showed up.
Yeah, he hasn't done much, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Um Back at the bronze, the vampires seem to be suspicious of Willow.
she's sending him out one at a time
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah,
die.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think I heard something. I think you should go out there.
He's been gone a while. Maybe we should go check on him.
I don't know. She got like 3 or 4 of them out that way. That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Mhm.
Let's see. Oh, and what I gotta go back and look at this. It's been a little while since I watched this, but Willow screams and then says, "Could a human do that?"
Well, she said, "Could a human do this?" And then she screamed,
Oh, and then Anya and
and
the
then
vampire are like, "Well, yeah,
them all to come
yeah,
running
yeah,
in.
yeah, yeah." Then I put Buffy enters with a javelin.
Yeah, I thought it was a pool cue.
It was a pool cue. It looked like a javelin though.
Yeah.
Giles, Xander, and Angel. Then there's a big fight scene.
Mhm.
Um,
No
um,
more snuggles.
Willow versus Willow fight
Hmm.
again. Then there's I put fight of the obvious stunt people.
You're so good at noticing
Oh
it. I
my
didn't notice it at
gosh. Buffy taking out lots of vampires with her pole arm slash
all.
pool cue.
And the pastry case. It got demolished.
No more croissants. Sorry.
Oh.
Um, the good guys win, and they force Anya to do her time warp spell to send Vampire Willow back into her world.
Mhm.
And oh, I this was a funny moment while they're doing that. Giles tells Anya, "Don't try any tricks." And Anya says, "I don't need tricks. When I get my power back, you'll all grovel before me." And both of the Willows kind of do a funny eye roll.
Vampire Willow got a little handsy one last time with Willow.
She's very handsy. So they do send her back into her world where she's instantly impaled. She goes, "Oh, that's great." Then we're at the little epilogue scene, and Willow's okay now with being old reliable.
Hmm.
She's okay. Then Pace comes in, and he's totally flipped the switch. She's like,
Groveling.
"I did the outline for the papers," and he's very respectful. So thank you to Vampire Willow for that.
Yeah. And that's it.
That's it. The end.
How many
I
steaks?
gave it 4.5 steaks. I'm
Wow.
telling you, this episode hit right.
It's definitely
Oh,
one of my tops of season
it
3.
was a good
It's a
one.
good.
It was a good one.
You know, I went for three and three
Oh
quarters,
man,
but
yeah, I like this one. Like I said, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it one more time without the edible and see
all
how
right.
I feel. My favorite line was, "Did you try looking inside the sofa in hell?"
That's a good one. Uh, mine, I'm evil, skanky, and think I'm kind of
Yeah, yeah,
gay.
yeah.
It just makes me laugh.
What's next?
Next, season 3, episode 17, enemies.
All right.
You have provided your prediction.
Yes.
Will be posted on our socials.
Yes.
Speaking of socials,
Let's talk about them.
let's talk about the socials.
We are
We
everywhere except for X and Snapchat. We are the Sunnydale Diaries. Uh,
I added one today.
what?
Blue Sky.
So I've been hearing about this. What is Blue Sky, Sean?
Um, it's from what I have seen, it does seem similar to X without the insanity that makes us not like X.
So it's brief textual posts. Okay.
And you could throw in like images, video, or anything.
Okay.
I like that you can make a list of like posts based on a keyword. So, like instead of like your feed just being like random people you follow, I made a Buffy one. So
Oh.
anybody who mentions Buffy, it pops up.
Who is owns Blue Sky?
I saw that this morning and don't remember now. Unfortunately, there is a character limit on the name, so we are just Sunnydale Diaries there, not the.
Oh, okay. There was the Sunnydale Diaries already?
No, it's a character
Oh, it's a
limitation. You can't
character
have
limit.
that
Oh,
many
it's a character limit. I got it. Okay, so Sunnydale Diaries on Blue Sky, which I will
characters.
go check out.
Yes. Okay.
And yeah. And we have an email, the sunnydalediaries at gmail.com. We also
Mhm.
have a web page, which is the sunnydalediaries.com. And on that web page, you can find all sorts of stuff. Our episodes, links. You can find a link to get an invite to our Discord server.
Yep.
You can find details about our 5x7x5 nice contest, and and also our 2025 Jenny calendar is posted
Yep.
there.
Yeah.
Did I get it all?
You got all the
Oh,
socials.
good. All right. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think we're done.
All right, you guys. So till next time.
Bye.
Bye.